Oaff Ton Forevah, aka Grandeur. Fe'Leza Moore, aka Lady Highness. Lanzyka. Middle of the shopping street. As the two lovebirds kissed, the massive crowd cheered and applauded. As the crowd cheered and applauded, Fe'Leza jokingly waved her hand. The joyous crowd jokingly shouted, "Oh, carry on please." "Get a hotel room," whispered Giovi, as he along with Loren walked past Oaff Ton and Fe'Leza. "Seriously," said Loren. Oaff Ton and Fe'Leza turned towards the joyous crowd with the cutest smiles on their faces. "There's nothing to see here, folks," shouted Loren. "Do you have more fruit shopping to do?" Fe'Leza asked Oaff Ton. "I'm heading home before my grandfather tries to auction me off to the highest bidder," said Fe'Leza, as she nicely waved goodbye to Oaff Ton. "Until our journeys cross again," said Oaff Ton. "Indeed," said Fe'Leza. "I'm off as well, more short streaming," said Oaff Ton. "What was all the hoopla for?" asked Yates as he carried an extra large order of bacon and cheddar cheese fries. "It was for the new lovebirds," said Giovi. "Oh really?" said Thin as he sinisterly gazed towards Oaff Ton. "I'd say your chances with Fe'Leza are over," said Takina Salvage with a sexy smirk on her face. "There's you then," said Thin. "Yes, there is," said Takina with a sexy smirk on her face. "Well, look who decided to join us," said Loren with the happiest smile on her face. "Out shopping for weapons parts, maybe, perhaps," said Thin. "What I shop for is up to me," said Takina. "I'll take that as a yes," said Thin. "Is this the Social Lytes reunion tour or what?" shouted Idrik Knight. "It sure looks that way," said Giovi as he joyously smiled towards Idrik. "The gang is all together again," said Loren. "Hurrah!" shouted Idrik. "What's everyone up to on this wonderful evening?" asked Takina. "Later, there's the Capture the Flag event that I'd love to enter," said Thin. "I hear it's hours of fun," said Takina. "Can I count you in?" asked Thin. "You seriously can," said Takina in a super sexy voice. "Why not one for all?" asked Idrik as he cheerfully smiled towards the gang. "Let's go," shouted Giovi. "Us together, there's no competition," said Loren. "Oh my gosh," shouted Oaff Ton as he accidentally smashed into Thin. "My delicious bacon and cheddar cheese fries," shouted Thin. "Bro. I'm totally sorry," said Oaff Ton. "This guy is a danger to us all," shouted Giovi as he punched his fist towards Oaff Ton. "Grandfather, let go of me," shouted Fe'Leza as her grandfather named Farmer Moore hands tightly gripped onto her wrist as he made his way through the shopping crowd. "Contrarily, I'll pay anyone 2 sacks of silver, a bar of gold, and me lady's firstborn to take Fe'Leza off my hands," said Farmer. "My son's name is Kron," said me lady as she adored her son in his baby stroller. "Don't recall you ever being pregnant," said Farmer as he let go of Fe'Leza's wrist. "He's a gift from the Black Titans," said me lady. The excited crowd moved in for a closer look. "He's also a skilled fighter," whispered Fe'Leza as she adored Oaff Ton as he playfully fought off Thin. Fe'Leza happily raced off through the shopping crowd towards Oaff Ton. "How do we know he's really a gift from the Black Titans?" asked Farmer. "See," said me lady as she quickly pulled down her son's sock around his ankle. "He has the 5-pointed star birthmark on his ankle," shouted a young man amongst the crowd. "It's just one of those temporary tattoos found in breakfast cereal boxes," said Farmer. "How dare you," shouted me lady as she furiously raced off through the shopping crowd with her baby stroller. The joyous shopping crowd laughed and cheered as Oaff Ton and Thin fought. "Break it up," shouted Alec Patrolman, the city advisor. "This big oaf knocked my bacon and cheddar fries right out of my hand," shouted Thin. "I seen it with my own eyes," said Alec as he quickly placed a high-tech restraining device on Oaff Ton's wrist. "You can't be serious," shouted Oaff Ton as Alec dragged him off through the shopping crowd. "I've got 2 sacks of silver, a bar of gold, and milady's firstborn for his release," said Fe'Leza with the biggest smile on her face as she stood eye to eye with Alec. "That's a lovely necklace," said Alec as he adored the necklace now around Fe'Leza's neck. "Today is my first day wearing it," said Fe'Leza. "Where did you buy it?" asked Alec. "Actually, it's a gift from my parents," said Fe'Leza. "I'll take it instead," whispered Alec as he snatched Fe'Leza's necklace off her neck. Alec looked all around as he slipped the necklace into his pocket. "Oops," said Oaff Ton as he accidentally bumped into Alec as he quickly pickpocketed Alec, and he took back Fe'Leza's necklace. "Everyone please carry on," shouted Alec towards the shopping crowd. Once again, the shopping crowd burst into laughter. "Where to?" shouted Oaff Ton as he and Fe'Leza playfully raced off through the shopping crowd. "Grandfathers," shouted Fe'Leza. The end. Part 3. Coming soon.